Go, Don Vito. We got Big D in the house.
Let Cam start pausing you now. Just say Big D.
What's up, y'all? What's going on? Wednesday, I know it's a little late, y'all, but you know, we got my man Damian Williams in the building.
The government.
You know, he been doing this. He did this a little longer than us, to be honest with you.
A lot longer.
You know what I'm saying? He had the big place up in the Bronx. You know, I went there, Fat Joe, all kind of people came up in that place. You know, now, you know, he done blew up. You know, he has a show called Next Up Radio. He's connected to iHeartRadio and a lot of other things. So without further ado, you know what I mean? We gonna bring my man in.
Yeah.
There it is. 100%.
Thanks for coming.
D, what's up, D?
Jersey.
Kind of cold out there, huh?
We went across the GWB. yeah. I mean, it's winter time. I'm cool with the cold. I normally go up and down to see my son in Canada. So
Yeah.
This is light, but this is real New York cold right now.
Let me ask you a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've been in the game a long time. And how you feel being interviewed out of thousands of people you don't interviewed already, man?
I still feel like it needs to happen more, at least now, because now that everything is transitioning to where it's at, and they coined me the Podfather. So, and I'm still active in the game. Like, I'm still putting out shows, still, you know, helping people grow and doing interviews. So I just think it needs to happen more, not so much for me to be interviewed because I want to be seen, but for the information that I have that can show people. You see, when I walked in there, I started like telling you what you should be doing, what your why is and all that.
Yeah.
Because it's so natural for me to help people, things that I've done over and over and over. I done tore 4 studios down and built 5 back up, you know what I mean, 6 back up, like ground Home Depot, thousands of dollars, you know, for a couple of years, 6 years, and then had to do it all again. So, you know, that's saying that, you know, when you can lose it all and get it all back a few times, then you get to this point where you want to spread that love now, because people could get frustrated with this. They can get real frustrated real fast.
Talk about it, man.
Yeah, man.
So you remastered it.
Yeah.
So let the people know exactly how long you've been doing this.
All right, so he mentioned Next Up Radio. So Next Up Radio is just a show on my actual Damatrixstudios, which is the network. And that I formed Next Up Radio actually 20 years ago. I was doing that one show for 20 years, but I started with Promo Radio with Jesse Jess, and we did that from 2002 to now. So what's that?
That's 22 years.
That's 22 years, yeah. That I've been doing radio.
22 years.
No school.
Give it up.
No, you know, no formal training. Only thing I saw was my uncles be DJs, and they was mad hip hop. You know, 5 to 7 years older than me, so I was able to grab some of that game from them and some of the techniques and make it my own.
Yeah, because you got like a wealth of information that you can share with people long as you've been in the game. Like, you know, like I tell my comrades, me and you met a long time ago at your studio in the Bronx.
Right.
It was a little travel, but you know,
right,
it was a nice location, and I came
was
on
you
stage.
was you in Jersey at that time, or was you in Manhattan at that time?
I was a little bit, no, oh, you mean far as our show?
No, when you said
Oh,
a little
me?
travel, where was you going from?
I came from Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's a mission.
It's a little ride.
I mean,
came
the Bronx
from
is
Jersey.
closer to Jersey than a lot of other places,
Right.
depending on what side.
But
you're
it wasn't
on.
even the ride. The ride's even not even the problem. It's the
Right.
fact that I said I went there for some personal training stuff, you know,
Oh, yeah, you did that.
to exhibit, you know, how to stay healthy and stuff like that. And I met this brother right here, and he was serious and a real professional back then. And we talking a while ago. You know what I'm saying, D?
The meter's been the same. I got like footage and videos from back then, and when I watch them or listen to them, I'm like, wow, like I'm really like the same. Like it's the consistency. People could tell me that they be like, you don't look like you aged, or you still like the same. Like I didn't like change with the business.
Right.
So I'm at the point now where if you was to throw a whole bunch of money at me now to do something, I'm like I can handle that more than before. I probably would have got the money and probably not like to do what I love to do, because you know money got a way of changing your mind. But at this stage now it's like it is what it is. Like I don't need to do nothing else. I could do this. This is gonna turn from podcasting to networking to working in the schools with the kids to doing some type of mental health type of thing, because I believe that you put a microphone and a roadcaster in front of some kids, first they'll start playing with it, but they realize they can talk and be expressive. That lets you solve the first problem, understanding what's going on on a child's mind. So my brain is like, to see all these adults and the celebrities come, that's like that's the fun part of it. But the more wholesome part for me is like watching people do it for the first time and then turn it into a career and make money from it, because I made so much money and relationships from it, from just that one thing, just the radio part.
So do you feel as though you're getting your just due now in 2024?
No.
What do you think it would take?
Well, me probably not to be here for somebody to say, yo, D-Dub is the first guy. You know how they do. Combat Jack was one of the first guys doing podcasts like in New York City, but I'm not taking credit for being the first podcaster.
Yeah.
I'm taking credit for being the guy that made it into a network where I had a bunch of shows doing this and showing them how to do it. It's the difference between Joe Buttons and maybe Math, they doing their thing, they got their show. No, I'm the one that put on the shows. I taught, before they was doing podcasting, I taught them by way of them coming and be interviewed to see what it was. They might not remember that because they were so much artists, but not Math does, because Math always mentions it. Me and Joe Budden still got to talk because he still got an issue with me using the Podfather, but he got to give that up because he only been doing this since 2016.
Yeah.
Here's my deal, right? I got to test his story. I'm trying to tell you. When I met this dude, somewhere around, at least around 2006, 7, way back, because that was when I was doing my training thing heavy. It wasn't a lot of people out here for that, man. You understand what I'm saying, though?
A lot of people.
It was not the way YouTube was going crazy right now and the streaming platforms. It wasn't all that, man.
YouTube came out in Instagram came out in 2012.
Right.
So YouTube, I think, came out like a few years before that. It might have been around the same time.
Right.
So, yeah.
This dude was already up and running. You understand what I'm saying?
With video. Remember, I was video and audio at the same
the whole
time.
shit. Yeah.
From 2005, 2006.
He was already up and running.
When Blackberries was out, I still was doing video.
Yes, she was, man.
Nobody else was doing it. The only person that was on that,
Yeah.
I seen Soulja Boy in there. I seen Cherry Martinez when she was on wasn't even no Powers, WBS or something like that. And I seen a few other people. Be Real from Cypress Hill, he was in there. So it was only a few people that really seen the technology. So
So where did you draw your inspiration from? Where did it come from?
I think the Howard Stern show. It went from the Howard Stern show.
You went from the big boy.
Yeah. And then Star and Buck Wild,
Uh-huh.
Ed and Dre and Lisa in the morning. So those are the morning shows that I used to get up faithfully and listen to. Like, yo, that is dope. They got the sound effects, they got the skits, they got this, they got that. And that's where I was just like, I want to do something like that. So when I seen how Howard Stern had it, where he had him sitting there, then he had the black chick sitting off to the side, then he had the couch over there. So my room was like that. I had me over here, the couch over there, the mics over there. So and people remembered that back then, like the setup was what it was, and I just evolved it, kept the same mics, same table for years and years. I had colorful mic phones, so these was all colors.
Right.
And the reason why they were colors because I used to use Pro Tools. And Pro Tools, I was doing it manually, but recording, so each track would be red, yellow, so I knew what microphone was
attached to what.
Right. And then after that was done, I had to mix all that down. I had to make the show, put the sound effects.
Right.
This was before the Rodecaster, none of that. I was
Yeah,
manual.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The
You was on internet,
we dial up and
all that shit.
So I used to do the show. For the DJs. Like we had DJ SNS, Ty Boogie, Kid New. I had a bunch of DJs there. DJ Blaze, there's a bunch of DJs. I don't want to start not naming the right names because they'll be tight at me. And I used to do it, and then I had to drive the CDs to Queens to play on the radio because that's how they played it. It was a pirate station, 91.9 and out there. So I used to have to drive my car, pay the toll, go over there. So I was like, there's got to be another way. Like, this is costing too much time and too much money. So then I asked the guy at the station, I said, yo, if I go live at the studio and put the signal through, can you just pick that up and run it live? And he did it. He took a chance, he did it. He never did, he was doing this business, how he was doing. He's getting $250 a show from all of the people in New York City. And I was just like, nah, let's do it like that. And then when I did it like that, now me and him is best friends now.
Right.
Because now he's like, oh, you can bring me more shows without CDs and all that. So now the studio became like, oh, I can be on the radio, and then that's how the network started going. So it was internet and it was the FM at the same time at one point.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, you did have different color
The mic,
the top part, right? And that was a big studio, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't no little joint. It had a nice size. Cause I mean, I sat over here being interviewed, and there was something else going
on the other side. Yeah, I had 2 rooms.
I said, this shit was you. This
Yo,
was
you know what's
man.
dope? So what was dope
It was
was
big, man.
I met a lady at a like a neighborhood meetup where you can like meet up to learn finances and all that at the bank. I went to the bank and the lady was like, oh, you should come meet my mother because she does the finances at this spot on Boston Road. So when I went to Boston Road, where I was at was 233 on White Plains Road. Boston Road was where I grew up at. That's Swizz Beach. Me and Swizz Beach lived in that area. That's my neighborhood.
Right.
So when I went over there, and then she took me down to the Stardust Ballroom. It's upstairs, the Stardust Ballroom. So she took me down the hall, and then she was like, yeah, down this way used to be the Stardust Ballroom. So I was like, oh, this would be dope. She was like, you can get that room right there for $500. And I was just working out of my apartment. I was like, I can afford $500. That was my first commercial studio.
Right.
So that was that one. So that was a square foot of 500 square feet.
Yeah.
I just divided it down the middle. I rented out the other side to some other producers that had they was the headbangers, straight bangers, and they had that side, so they paid their rent. I paid my side, and I turned the landlord like. Now that I think about it, I was a landlord early. Like I was doing the Airbnb before Airbnb.
100%, man. That was a big spot, man.
Nah, it was dope. It had 2 sides, and then it had the front area.
Yeah.
I got some clips of that too. We got some.
You had to walk up some stairs.
Yeah,
and all
the
that,
long
right?
steps you have to go
Yeah,
up.
walk up the stairs and all that. Yeah.
A lot of people. That studio, a lot of people came to. That's where J. Cole came through there.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's father came through there. Nipsey Hussle came through there. Remy.
Okay.
Karis. I mean, what's his name? Kumo D. Bambaataa. All of those people. We had a show that was catered to the beginning of hip hop. So
Nice spot, man.
So we was doing
Big.
that, and it was a recording studio too. So it had a booth in the room too.
Yeah, all that in there. I remember. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was set about right, man.
So we've been in the business, man. We get ready to go on our 6-year anniversary.
Clap that up.
Clap that up.
Through COVID. So y'all went through COVID?
Through COVID.
Through COVID, man.
Through COVID. Through a storm too.
That's almost like 8 years. You gotta add 2 on for that. So that took you back like 2 years. You had to come back. Yeah.
And we just want to ask the Godfather, how long do you think that it took you to perfect this craft of yours?
Perfect is a hard word because I'm still learning.
Now,
but
look, we talk about camera-wise,
Right.
interview-wise, business-wise.
all right, so that's layers. So from the beginning, and I'm gonna speak for myself. I've always been a people person, so it's easy for me to do business with people because I'm not a snake and I don't do funny
Bad
business.
business.
Right. So that was first thing, and I learned. I worked at a job called Crate and Barrel. I don't know if y'all familiar with it. It's an upscale spot on 59th Street.
That's your shopping there.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. They got some
59th
fly
Street
shit.
and Madison Avenue.
Yeah,
So
but shit,
I worked
they got
there-
one in Jersey too, though, like on
that was
17.
my first 6 years. And I gotta give them credit because they taught me how to lay out forks. They taught me about appliances and all that. I got my Martha Stewart on early. So my apartment had the hanging pot racks. I had everything. I won a trip to Germany and I was 19 years old. Black kid from the Bronx won a trip selling pots because I was nice. I could go. Don King came there. A bunch of celebrities came there. So I learned. I know how to talk to people. So I think that's the first part about what I could say. What you need to communication is key in this business because everybody's trying to figure you out so that they can take advantage of it. And I always kept myself where you can play a little bit, but you're not gonna play too much. And I kept myself away. So
that's how. So because of Beat 139, we big on stories, right? So that's how. That's before you got into what you're doing now. Like that was how
That's
you
the very
grew up.
beginning, right?
Right, the very beginning is right. Because a lot of people know what you're doing now. They know Damian Williams, what he doing, all that, but they don't know your story.
Right.
So being that you took it back, we're gonna take it from there, right? And tell everybody like go more into the story of when you know went to Europe, you won the trip and all that stuff, and how it molded you.
So all that was big because I'm a kid from. I gotta go back before we even go forward. So I'm a kid from the South Bronx, from 184th and Walton Avenue, and my mother, when I was graduating middle school, my mother I got taken away from BCW to go live with my grandmother because my mother and both my pops was dealing with the drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
And crack was crazy back in those times.
Right.
So me and my 2 sisters got taken away. So again, now I'm taken out of my environment, put with my grandma, which I love being over there because I used to go there every weekend. I used to get on the 60 bus and ride across Fordham Road. That's when they just had to be on it and nobody knew where that bus took you at from the South Bronx. But it was like going to Smurf Village over there. It was like trees was nice over there, the buildings was nice, houses. So that was the first, that we gotta go back there. Now coming back, I wasn't forced I wasn't forced to learn a skill or figure out what I need to do. Like my parents didn't say, when you grow up, you need to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So I had caseworkers, Chris Jenkins, I remember Chris Jenkins and Sharon Cox was my young caseworkers, and they used to take us to places and teach us how to open up bank accounts and all that. So I learned, again, how to deal with people. So I'm a people person already, now I'm getting the training how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started falling in love with playing with music, gadgets and all that. I'm heavy on the gadgets, like anything that new that comes out, beepers and cellular phones and all that. I had all of those, and it wasn't just a phone's a phone, a beeper's a beeper, but I needed to play. I needed to play around with something new, so that's where I think it all started. So working at Crate and Barrel and getting those skills, and then taking that trip, leaving New York City for the first time, getting on a plane for the first time. That's my first. Right, that's my first plane trip ever on that flight, and it was just major. I went to castles. I went to the place where they make the pots at. So I seen a bunch of things that everybody's not privy to.
Right.
And then I was now I was in business mode now.
Right.
So I was.
So it intrigued you a little bit.
Right. I remember we had mixtapes and all that. So I already see, and then we had drug dealers. So I seen my uncles and them get busy outside. I seen the mixtape dudes, do what they do. So now when I got the opportunity to have my own home studio, I think what really got me going was my guy. He's like my uncle, Showbiz and AG. AG is my guy, and he used to hang out with my uncle. But then when I got the studio, he was still AG. He was rocking, and he used to come through and rap, and and I used to record him. So I kind of got nice on engineering with him, because he used to teach me how to make sure that he sounded like he needed to sound.
Showbiz and AG, man.
AG,
they was rocking back then.
Yeah.
They was rocking.
Soul clap.
AG is my artist. I formed a record label called Silver Dawn Records.
You said?
Silver Dawn Records.
Silver Dawn. I feel like that. What year was that?
I was in Otisville in 97.
Okay, that's before me. Yeah.
97.
See, that's right before me. Because I just started working at Crate and Barrel at 95. So I wasn't even in the loop of hip hop and all that. But again, Swizz Beatz. Now here, let's take it back to Swizz Beatz. My neighborhood, I lived here. Swizz Beatz lived across the street, right? So and his name is Kasim Swizz. He used to wear the K-Swiss. Remember the K-Swiss sneakers? That's how he got his name in the hood.
Okay.
So me and him was tight. So he used to come over and grab records or whatever to go work with his artist DMX that I didn't know nothing about back then. But he used to tell us, I got this new artist DMX, and we was he's younger than me, so he's like the little dude.
Right.
But he always was the fresh little dude running around, with the records and all that. So that was like kind of like the first inspiration, because when he popped, it was like, oh, all right. And it wasn't like a distant friend, like he's like somebody that we all played around, played basketball.
Y'all was family back in the day.
To this day, I seen him a couple of months ago, and he calls me Grits, so he recognizes when he sees me, and he knows what it is.
So the same way you was into the podcast, and Swizz was always into the music.
Always into the music, heavy. And I wasn't always into the podcast. I'm a producer first, so I'm like him. I was a beat maker first.
Okay.
Yeah, I started off making beats, and then at the same time, I was an engineer. Then I started engineering. And then I started making like $25 an hour. So I quit my job, Crate and Barrel, right before the World Trade Center. I quit in May, and then it happened in 2011, September. So I quit in May 2001, and then I was like, I guess I'm gonna be making this money, a little $500, $600 I was making a week or whatever, and that was able to pay my rent. So I was always like, I'm gonna survive.
How was you able to focus, coming from the family, the lineage that you come from, your uncles them out in the streets, and you decided to stay going straight?
I think I've never been a follower, so I never you couldn't tell me enough drugs or enough, let's go do this and you're gonna be that. I was always cool already. I have 2 pretty sisters, so we always was the cool family. So their friends always, you got an older and younger sister, all their friends is open season at a young age. And not on no sexual, but just you can hang out, you can get the game. Right. I got the game early because we all
from the women.
All of our parents used to be doing what they was doing. They used to let us have little house plays and all that. So we used to always be vibing with each other. So I think my self-esteem was pretty good from early. And then I always had my uncles, so it's like act up, and then I got my uncles.
So your uncles was getting money.
Yeah.
And your moms and pops was it getting high.
Yeah.
So you always told yourself, I'm not doing it. I ain't going. That's what he told about.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing my mom. I'm gonna be better, and I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna make it happen. But I ain't gonna do what my uncle's doing either.
Right.
Because that might go. That might
I
be.
seen what it did to my parents. It was like being in the middle of that, and I kind of have that love-hate with drug dealers because I'm like, you getting money, but you killing the whole community. Right. But we know what happens. So I don't blame nobody for that. People sometimes ask me the other day about giving someone grace or like accepting an apology or whatever, and I always think about that too. I don't blame my parents because they fell into a drug that a lot of people fell into. Yeah. And I don't blame the drug dealers because they was trying to get it so that they could, what I mean? It's one of those things. So going forward now, I just know that I tell people like, I won't smoke a cigarette. I won't do nothing I won't even drink coffee too much. Nothing that's gonna take control, and I'm not gonna be in control of my life. So. And
that's where the blessing is, man. I'm gonna put God in the aspect right now. It's like, He shows you at a young age, both of them are two bitter sides, right? But they have two different standards. One is, they have an addiction and they twist it. Another one is they have an addiction too, but they get money. Right. And it took you, and you know what? I'm the one gonna change the narrative for the rest of the generation to come behind me.
And the interesting thing about that dynamic is I never had a money goal. Like as much money as I made and as much success that I probably could have wanted to achieve, like to say, oh, I want to make $1 million or I want a new BMW, whatever. I always had just enough of what I wanted and never allowed like people to pressure me or a woman to pressure me like I need to get that to get that. I've never gotten a car and drove and said I'm gonna drive
never lived beyond your means.
I'm gonna drive my. I had a Mustang. Never picked up a girl in my Mustang. I had my Mustang 2 years. I never drove up. What's up, Mom? I would not do that. It's not my character because I'm like you need to be into me, not the material stuff. So that's just a mindset that I have. So even with the studio, same thing. I don't pick women up because you got the studio, and I'm sure that some guys would relish in the opportunity to have all these beautiful women and try to, but I don't need that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we got that from you. When we came down to the studio to get interviewed, he had a lovely young lady in there, and he let it be known, like, yo, I'm happy you here, appreciate you coming, but it ain't that type of party.
Right, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? But you're a rare breed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't know it, but it's time that you get your flowers and people's let you know. I mean, we want to let you know here at the Beat 139. We definitely recognize. That's why we wanted to get you on our show.
Yeah, when I got the call, I was like, bet, I'm there. Like,
and not only that though, is the fact that you showed us love. You put us. We got on your show first. So it's only right we get them on our show. Right. Just the same way we did with K. Slay. K. Slay came on our show like twice. And he's like, I got to bring you out of Shade 45.
That's how it works. That's reciprocation.
And that's how it is. You be showing that black unity that that we here and we got a platform for people.
That's the thing. So that's the point that I was trying to make earlier. I didn't mean the solo out Math and Joe Buttons. Those are just two guys that I know that I'm close to in a way of I got pictures and videos with them, so they know exactly who I am. And I just feel like I'm not trying to take nothing from y'all. Like I should have been the engineers. Not I should have been. I could have been the ones engineering either one of their shows years ago. And when they got the first spark of the idea, they could have been like, DWI, let me go to him. And for some reason, I don't know why people went through, because everybody got to go through what they got to get through. But I'm like, I seen people struggle through things that know that I got the answer, and I sat there and watched the event and like, you really not gonna call me to the stage to fix this problem? Like, cool, I'm gonna sit back here and drink my drink then.
And what did we do, Don Vito? The second we seen the studio, what did we do? We start asking questions.
Because you know what? I think people are used to people not wanting to give them information. I'm the whole opposite. I'll give you the whole rundown on what you need to go buy from Amazon. I'll send you the SKUs. Like
quick, because I was like, we had the Rodecaster for a while, but we've been using the other board. And when I saw your board and the way it was tilted up and how you had it, I said, yo, man, what's going on with the board, man? He's like, you want to hook your shit up like that? I got you, no problem. But that's the same thing we do over at the Beat 139. We done had, from Lenny Green, from Red Alert, from Power to Love and Hip Hop. I'm sending everybody over. Once we done this interview and they see it go up, I'm a tag it on my joint and be like, yo, that's family. 100%. When you're out in Jersey, go through see these brothers because this is what it takes. The point I was trying to make is I'm not trying to take money from y'all. Like there's a whole network, there's a whole world that want to pay us for New Jersey and New York type of vibes. Right.
we don't have to fight each other. We just need to figure out when they come to New York City, they gotta run through all of us.
Yes.
We gotta create a package.
Right.
All of us gotta eat, but for some reason, like people don't see how to network. And
Because we're not sitting down and having those dinners. We're not sitting down and having those drinks. It starts somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you being the pioneer, maybe it needs to start with you.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I just started back on Wall Street in November. Really, we opened up in November. We teamed up with Damatrixstudios. So I got a call from my guy Rico. I got an email, and he just asked me, "Yo, how would you like to, bring the DSN to Nexus Studio?" And normally, I'm not one to want to be a part of somebody else's thing because normally now I'm all the way a boss, like too much of a boss, but I'm still a team player.
Right.
So I went down there, seen the setup. He had everything already set up. All the stuff you talking about, that was already there. I got it all. I got 3 sets of it, but he had it all set up already.
There you go.
Right. There's a few things I added to the spot TV on the wall. I added some things that I know would be necessary for what we need to do.
Right.
But we click like this because we not bumping heads. He gave me the early time, he got the late time, and he helps out when things need to happen. He's in the computer logging in. Like that's what I'm talking about. It needs to be like that. We both here working together. Like I pay you for my time, but I'm doing something more valuable. I'm bringing more things to the table so that we can expand and get 2 and 3 more different spots, or we can be in Jersey, or we could be in Pennsylvania, or wherever the next spot is going to be. Like, because the thing about it is, and y'all know this too, everybody don't know how to use and hook up everything. You would assume that, you can do. Yo, it's I can do it with my eyes closed now because I've been doing it, breaking it down, taking it. So it's important for us to have these skills. There's IT people that get paid a lot of dollars in these big buildings in Manhattan, right? I could have a long time said, you know what, I'm not doing no studio network. Let me just go and be the guy and get $300 an hour at some rich, corporation and be good. That would just be selfish. That would be selfish. Right. I want to help my people still to grow, like, cause I know I'm always gonna be able to eat. I'm never gonna be hungry.
Like the B139, it's our 3rd studio, right?
Right.
We've been 3 locations.
Yeah, I just asked about the last studio.
It's our 3rd location, right? And it's like the set, just like you said, like to set it up and taking it down, that recidivism of doing all the audio and the video and the whole setup.
New things out.
You can do it with your eyes closed.
Right.
But like you said, you check the viewers, you just said right now, it ain't easy as you think it is.
Right. It's not.
That's why we had to bring this guy in, Jay, man. We literally had to bring somebody in, Jay.
I salute all engineers and technical guys, because we the guys behind the scenes that normally don't get the girls. Like we the ones that be in the studio trying to make sure it's right. And I still have a lot of that in me. I could sit in the studio for 8 hours and nothing would be going on outside of my son. Maybe if my son don't check in, oh, how come you didn't call me? How come you didn't text me back? Like, I didn't even pick my phone up for like 4 hours. Like, and that's dead because I was doing what I was doing. Right?
Yeah, but that's why you are in the position you're in right now, because to learn this sort of business that we in, right? You got to sit your ass down, literally, and learn this shit and master this shit, because it's not easy. I tell people, when the lights and the cameras come on, it's like boom, but you don't know what people had to do before the lights and the cameras came on. And it can be difficult. Sometimes it be like clockwork, but most of the time it don't.
But guess what?
And you don't understand why, but you got to be able to think fast and fix it, because you got to go on. The show must go on.
No, that's why we got to shed light.
Right.
We need people like you on the platform to let people know. Same thing Don Vito tells them all the time. You have no idea the intricacies that we have to go through. We come here 6 hours early just to make sure, do test runs. Jay's coming a day before.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing that was missing. You know what I'm saying? When we don't hear that voice behind say, yo, look, this is what goes on. You know what I'm saying? People take that for granted because all they do is see a star. This guy's been on radio and on TV for 22, 23 years.
It's even more interesting when I see some of my clients or some of my my team, like they got things going on and they want things to be a certain kind of way and this and that, and then they start kind of like challenging me, and I'm like, Yo, you want a live show to be perfect? Like that don't happen. Like live shows are not perfect. If you want a perfect show, give me a pre-recorded show. I could have you A1. There would not be one mistake, and pay me for it. Pay me for the time to keep rewinding and listening and rewinding and listening, and then we'll see. $150 an hour.
Yeah. And when he came out, right? See, right now we got social media, we got AI, we got all kind of shit. iMovie, all kind of more shit than that. But we got a bunch of stuff to fix your shit, make it look like some boom.
Right.
But when you go live is live, man. You know,
and if I pull up some of my 2007 lives, some of the interviews, and you watch it, you be like, oh, this looks good. Yeah, it was good because we was seasoned.
100%.
Yeah.
And that season comes with trial and error.
Yes.
You're gonna go through a lot of trial and
A lot
error.
of late nights, early mornings.
All kind of shit.
Runnings back and forth to B&H and whatever other
B&H
Sound
getting
Water,
a lot of money.
Sweetwater, excuse me. All of these places we used to order equipment. I used to sleep with a magazine because I didn't have drug money or nothing. I had Crate Bound money, which was not a lot. It was like $16 an hour, right? But I used to get my income tax, and my income tax might be $1,500, and $1,299 will go to a new Pro Tools rack, and I would be happy like that. That was the best. That was the best $1,200 I spent because guess what? How much money I made from that $1,200? I had that piece for like 10 years, making whatever per hour.
Yeah,
that was an investment.
Right. And you had to have Pro Tools when it came out.
Yeah.
Pro Tools was everything.
Yep.
100%.
Digital 2 rack. I know what that is.
That's right.
You ever think about teaching?
I teach now. I teach in middle school, CACPCS, PCS, yeah. The Children Aid College Prep. So I teach middle school, and I teach them how to podcast. I've been doing that for like the last 3 years, since 2022.
Oh, all right. Let me hear something on that.
Yeah.
And then I'm part of the Zion program out in shout out to my homegirl Camille. She got me out in Brooklyn at the Boys and Girls High School, and I do once a month there, and I teach the high schoolers there. So yeah, I'm doing it.
So you're in the community.
And I do yes, and then we do a segment at the station now called DSN University, where we teach artist development. So we do artist development, teach artists like how to sit at a microphone, how to not twist your chair, how not to chew gum, how to answer hard questions, how to deflect from
how
questions.
To use your hand.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So yeah, so we got myself and I got Scotchy Boss. We did one guy already, and we did that with him for 6 sessions, and now this weekend coming up, he has his first press run where I got 5 shows where I booked him on, and now all the 5 shows come to the studio, and now he gets to do his interviews for the press. So
that's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
And again, we're gonna talk behind the scenes. That'll be something that I want to get y'all involved with. Y'all can come down, or they can come out here, depending on what the situation is. People contact me all the time wanting opportunities, and I might be able to say, all right, well, I got you these joints on Wall Street. You can go to the Beat out in Jersey, and you know. Cause we got Jersey.
100%.
So it's all about networking, and it don't take nothing from nothing.
Yeah, we with all that. You know, we just like the Beat 139. I always tell people we bigger than the podcast show, you know, because we do a lot of community events. We're very active in the community.
Very active. All right.
Yeah.
We do red carpet events.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? We down with
African Day Parade.
African American Day Parade. We're on the committee of that.
Okay.
You know, so we not just in the studio. We come out with we got a camera crew that comes out as well.
Those are the parts of being a good brand. Y'all see the logos and all that stuff. I mean, they're doing that brand thing. Is that you can do all this talking. You can be social media and all that, but you gotta still be able to get outside and talk to people too.
Yeah.
So people need to see you. Like we're not robots yet. We're not AI in the crib yet. We still gotta get outside.
And you know everything that that we talk about, we have proof of. We have videos, we have photos, we have a lot.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
That's the thing.
we've
That's
been doing our work, you know.
So that's the hard part where I like to like set it and forget it. I like to record something. Like I just did a bunch of interviews. I just did an interview. Y'all from Harlem? Y'all from Harlem?
100%.
So y'all know what's the guy that we just interviewed today? New York Chuck. Y'all know New York Chuck? Y'all heard of New York Chuck?
I know.
So New York Chuck came through today and he told a story, and I'm watching it and I'm like, yo, this is prolific. I know the street dude's gonna understand what this is. I'm not too familiar with a lot of stuff he's talking about outside of the Rich Poe and all that. But after he was done, and then to talk to him and know what all that he's been through, jail and all that, and then he was so appreciative. Yo, this is dope. This is dope. Blah, blah, blah. So I did my thing to help tell his story. But I'm not sitting around like trying to clickbait that story now. I'm moving on to the next one. We got Neat Bucks coming tomorrow. I'm like, Neat Bucks coming, and then the next day is gonna be somebody else. So I'm trying to figure out a way how to roll all this out. But the way that they do it now is it's like everybody's just trying to like just get everybody's attention. I just want to put the stories up.
Right, and the B139, we all about the stories. You know, we got over 500 something plus interviews.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Seen that. I was on that today.
100%. We've been working. That's content. That's called content.
That's what I
500 plus. That's a lot of work. That ain't nothing light right there. You know, this man knows he's been in the game way before us. And 500, anything 500 is a lot.
500 is a lot.
You understand what I'm
You
saying?
divide that. You know, that would have to be almost like 2 years of one interview every day,
Exactly.
consistently. You know what I mean?
You understand? Give us our props, you know? But let me tell you something, right? In the interview world and in the hosting world too, like I hear already know, you meet a lot of interesting people. You know, understand what I'm saying? And from each person that you interview, you gain something from.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
Some insight, mad game. You don't need to go to school doing this. Like,
Nah.
you know how much information I got. People, you need to do you need to audio books and read a book. I'm like, you know how many stories that, especially editing. So editing, you hearing
Exactly
the same
where
thing
I was
again.
going. Yeah.
Back and forth. Then they stick, and then now it becomes part of you. Like
All day long,
all the
man.
jewels.
And we self-taught.
Yeah.
And we self-taught through people.
Yeah.
Through networking. You know?
Because we appreciate the vibe, you know, we appreciate it, so we absorb it. Like, you know, our main goal for starting this was to find a way to give back. You know, me, Doc, we want to give a shout out to my man Doc. My man Doc, he's under weather, you know what I'm saying?
Doc is not on the
I'll
show
come back,
today.
Doc. We're gonna do something together.
Yeah.
So everybody give my man a shout out. But we started this to give back because we siphoned from the community. We was those guys that siphoned from the community. So we was just trying to figure out a way to give back. And then we became extra interested in what we was doing. We always, all three of us are people's persons. We generally
y'all got a
like
great
people.
vibe, like from when y'all came. Like it didn't take nothing for us to start a conversation and
Real quick.
get into it. So
Yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, we done had so many famous people. It ain't all about the famous people because we had a lot of people in the community and we did a lot with the, you know, the people in society. But I get a great feeling after I interview somebody because I'm like, damn, that was a good interview. That when I go home, y'all don't even know I go home and I be feeling good. Like, I like for somebody to shine in front of me and really give up their story and it just be great. You understand? And it ain't all about money, it ain't all about attention, it was all about the person that we got to come to our show and got interviewed.
right, that's like a fisherman going outside to fish. You know what I mean? You get the big salmon or you get the big whatever, the bass or whatever, and then they throw it back. It's like you got it. And now
It's a good feeling, man. Yeah, you know, because we work on our show all week, and we have meetings, you know, throughout the week as well. But when we come on Wednesday, and I guess a handpick, man. We don't just take anybody. I'm gonna keep real. A lot of people want to come
Everybody
on.
can't come up here, right?
Nah, you know, not that we all that, but we like people to come on that got stories and did at least 85% of their work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people that came on our show, if they wasn't popping, they was popping once they left our show. And all y'all got, if y'all want to see what I'm talking about, you go to the Beat 139 YouTube and check us out, and you see everything that I'm talking about. But D, so let me ask you a question. What you got going on that people don't know what you got going on right now?
What I got going on, right? I'm working on the documentary. It's going to be coming out I got another year for it. So this is year 24. I want it to be in 25. So, and I'll be 50 years old. So that'll be half of my life that I've been doing this business. So I think that's a good number, 25, 50. And we have a big celebration. We actually gonna have a celebration out at my guy's Broadway spot out in what's that? New Jersey City, New Jersey City, right? That's what it's called.
Jersey City.
Jersey City, Newark Avenue. Yeah, Jersey City at the Vanilla Skies event space that he has out there. Big 7,000 square foot all white spot. I just see the vision We did an award show back in. I always gotta go back to go forward. We did an award show back in 2017 where I awarded. I did voting and I did awarding for all the platforms, all of the You guys were probably, what was that? A year too soon for y'all? When did y'all start? 2018.
Yes.
We just missed y'all. Y'all would have been, if we did part 2, y'all would have been in that because what I did was go on the internet, look at all the social media platforms. I looked at all of the DJs, the magazines, the straight stuntings, the podcasters. I looked at all of that and I seen who was popular. I put out polls or whatever, and then I made some charts and I put them out, and people started voting. And then every day you could see the pie graph. Okay, Slay got this amount, this magazine got that amount, and it was like a genuine thing. Like you could see who's winning, who's losing. For like 3 months, 4 months, we let the voting go, and then in September we did the drawing, and then all of the winners, I went and bought little trophies. Me and my team, shout out to Doc Seltzer and my man K Boogie, Ari. It was a bunch of us that worked on that. Had trophies. It was called the Most Influential Award, and a bunch of people got awards. K Slay, my son, Fred the Godson, Do It All got drawn. A bunch of, it was like 23 awards. It was mad awards that night.
Right.
But we did it in the Bronx, and it was my first one, and it was lit. Everybody looked nice. The pictures, the stage was set up.
Right.
Like I had a guy, my man Pete came and built the stage, like with the digital back. Everything you see him doing now, we had that back in 2017, and I got video footage of all that. So that's that. So now I want to bring that back. So I haven't done it since then. I want to bring that back and celebrate, and then for the documentary to roll out. Right in time for the hip hop museum to come out because I got a seat in that spot. You know, when they start talking about hip hop and internet radio and all that, I gotta be the guy sitting first because there's nobody else that did it.
Y'all
like
hear that,
did.
people,
Right.
man? Our listeners, man. So we're gonna get out and vote. But I got a question for my guy Doc. He wanted to know who was your favorite interview.
Whoa, my favorite interview. That I participated in or that I hosted
Yes,
at my event?
that you done.
KRS-One. That was good. He gave us 3 hours. He walked into the studio where I was just at, me and King was just over there, across the street from there, eating a slice of pizza by himself. KRS-One just walking through the door. I don't know he's coming.
Right.
DJ Bedtime set it up. That's Remy Ma's DJ. He set it up, but he didn't tell me because he knew that was my favorite guy.
Right.
He walks through, yo, KRS-One is eating a pizza, and then he sat down. Normally people want to run in and out. Yo, I only got X amount of my publicist. I gotta leave in 15. Yo, he sat there and gave us 3 hours of freestyle, a banger freestyle that every time I play it, like he freestyles, adds us into the freestyle. Then sat there and talked to us about everything. And he was even saying when he was like, what's all this on the screen? Like what's going on here? Because he didn't even know what that was about. Like. People like him came through, Ebro came through, the same thing. When they came through and seen the computer screen, they was just like, what's going on there? Because there was people in the screen watching them from home. That's how I had it set up. Other webcams was watching. So that was, to answer your question, KRS-One, like by
Teacher.
The
The teacher.
He dropped magic. And I was already a fan of his. I listened to all his albums faithfully. I'm from the Bronx. He's the Bronx teacher. He's the world's teacher, you know what I mean? So that was dope.
Boogie Down Productions, yeah.
The next question is, who would be the ultimate person that you would love to have on your platform to interview?
Barack Obama.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to learn how to talk like how he talked when he gave his speeches. Like he be ice cold.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, before Jay-Z. I'm not saying Jay-Z. Jay-Z, everybody, that would be cliche. Because I think Jay-Z's still mad sarcastic, and he probably won't be like he be doing this thing on some of his other interviews, but I'd be like. I think he'd probably be the type to be like, all right, I'm over this already. Like, I don't know. He from Brooklyn, I'm from the Bronx. I don't know if he would enjoy it like totally.
You would figure out a way to get it up out of him.
Yeah, but I think I'll take Barack. Barack would tell me some more political stuff. We can talk basketball and stuff like that.
And Barack is more community driven, man. Jay-Z is you got a little you just want to be Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying?
The best, yeah.
Right, so, I mean, he's into himself a lot, you know what I'm saying? To each his own, man. But, D, so, when you transformed from the Bronx and came down to Wall Street, where was your mindset at the time? Because it's a whole different layout.
All right, so we're gonna go back again, right? So before the pandemic, I went to 42nd Street and Broadway, which is in Times Square. right above where the ball dropped. I was
Right.
there from 2019 November,
Right.
December. I spent New Year's, watched the ball drop right in front of me, like out the window. I was on the 12th floor, right in front of me. The ball dropped. All the people down there in the rain, in the conference room. And then I had January and February there. Went to Canada for my son's birthday. Came back from Canada, and then they shut the city down for the COVID, and lost that spot. So,
Right.
so I felt empty after that, because that was supposed to be I moved out of the Bronx and moved up to where all the big studios are downtown, and I just knew I was gonna kill it. Like I'm gonna just have all type of celebrities and.
So you stay downtown.
So I wasn't, no. Then I went back uptown. After 2020, me and my guy Hector got a spot up near Parkchester, and I had that for like 2 years. And then I started working at the school.
Right.
And then for the first time, I had a job in 24 years. And I really couldn't handle both of it. I wanted to be good at the school because it was paying full time. And coming out the pandemic, I had to catch back up.
Right.
So I made a decision to not keep the studio. Like I was about to be done. Like, you know what, if the school would have been doing it right, I would have been cool with just teaching the kids and moving around the industry doing stuff, but I probably wouldn't have opened up another studio because it's a lot. It's a lot to do. But I got the itch. I got the itch. I was just like, I need my own space. I need to be able to go outside. And do
Who he
something.
sound like? He sound like Don Vito. We
No,
need
it's
our
a
own
freedom.
space.
It's a freedom of creation that you can just do. It's almost like having like I don't have a car. I haven't had my car for 2 years. It's a big difference when you have a car. You can just walk outside, just get in, and just go where you want to go.
Right.
When outside, even if you got money, it's still not the same. You can get in the Uber, you can rent a car, but that's still something else. You got your own car. So with a studio, when you want to create, just go out to your studio, turn it on, get busy, and then so I had that for all of these years straight. So that's why I've been so creative. If I had to pay somebody to do it and then my money ran out, then I probably would have ran straight. Some artists can only go to the studio because that's how much money they got. So I couldn't imagine being like that, trying to learn what I learned. So the fact that I've invested in myself is what everybody else should do. Like if that's what you really want to do.
Especially, it's just sounding to me like, listen to you talk, right? As long as you've been in the game, you have a real serious passion for this and much more in a lot of different intangibles that you've been through. Like it's like a baby of yours, man. Like
it's a baby. It's like a baby and a wife and everything. Like I was telling King earlier. Like if I can get a girl or a woman like to make me feel like I feel about this, like they'd be happy because I don't want to go nowhere. Like I'm good. I go to other studios. I'll do whatever I do, but I always got my own brand. So I just think that's I need to figure that out and translate that into being a husband or something. King, you gotta work on that.
Right. But you're doing a lot, with the youth.
Yeah.
And the thing that you're doing with the youth in the different schools and stuff like that is like, I know it's a very rewarding feeling.
Yeah, it's learning.
See them kids be like, you know what I'm saying?
It teaches the kids teach me how. I want to say this to the parents. I'm sorry, but it teaches me what the parents are not doing or what they are doing for their kids, and it shows me exactly how much that we've gotten to this place now where we want to be just like the kids. We want to wear the Jordans. We want to play video games. We want to do everything, and it's cool because all that came up in our generation. That's the hard part about it.
Right.
But now you can't really separate who's the kid except for who can whoop who. But I best believe that these kids could put a whooping on you. Some of these kids would be more of a parent than the adults that's out here because they're not responsible.
Right.
So I'm learning that from the kids. Some of these kids are really sharp. I taught one kid about the Rodecaster, and I showed him they got a dual one that's like a little 2-channel joint and then a 4-channel joint. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go tell my mom to go get it. Because every time he comes in, he's like, I wanna be the engineer, I wanna do it. That one kid, that's all it takes. Like, if he keeps going to high school and college, he's gonna be like, Mr. Williams is the one that put me on. Like, because it's not that far. I remember everything from when I was in middle school, so you don't forget things in middle school, like, especially things that mean something.
But just the knowledge that you have as far as being in the business for a while, not like I'm not even gonna say not like them, but Power One, the Breakfast Club,
They just
Funk Man
they
Flex
just
and all
work
that.
somewhere.
That's it.
That's it.
But you've been doing this, man. You've been doing this because I'm alive. When y'all interviewed me for the fitness, when I came out, I was like, damn, this shit here. Because I've been to Hot 97 and all that before that. So I'm like, yo, this shit here is some official shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was a lot younger at the time, but he had that whole shit ran right. He had his host, he had a team, he had shit ran right. Then he had some shit in the other room. And I found out he was the one that had everything done. That was his shit. It was very impressive, man. And I've been around a lot of things, man.
You know how many times I was sitting at the engineering board, like engineering, and people who don't know that I run the shit because I'm so like an engineer, like I'm working, like I never like try to have that I'm the boss. This is my like I'm always like I'm over here doing what I do. So mad people said the same thing you just said about me, like I didn't even know that you was running this shit. You mad like
real easy with it, man. Everybody had their freedom to be. I guess he selected in a certain type of way, but everybody had their freedom to be who they were. But I could just tell he was the brains behind the joint.
That was him with his branding. We didn't even know who you were when we were seeing those stickers everywhere. I didn't have a face until I went down to your studio. But I remember seeing the stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
I used to put them.
Well, but I know about that because he had he didn't have stickers. He had posts. He had posts and shit. Back then you had to be in the street. You had a street team. Back then you had a street team. So niggas put shit on your window. Niggas post shit on the fucking on the boards out in the street. So his shit was around.
What I did, I learned from big boys. So whatever they were doing, whenever I seen the street teams and I-7 doing, I'm like, okay, well, I don't have to go there to know. I see what it is. I see what's effective, and then I just do it.
He treated it like a label.
Yeah.
He treated shit like a label. He did everything they did.
And up to 2017, I had 40 shows a week. 40 shows. I had a whole chalkboard. I had a paint chalk on my wall, and I drew a joint. And I was super happy to get up to 40 shows because that was a big victory. I never got that much. And like I just told you, I just started in 2 months ago, and I got 20 shows right now in 2 months. But it took me 20-something years to get 40 shows, so it's different now. I can possibly get up to like 100 shows. Like
so what is your process? What's your process of getting the guests?
The guests?
Yeah.
The host normally get the guests. I pick the people, I give the opportunities to the people that really are working and that I see out here moving and shaking, and that I understand have what I have or have somewhat of that passion. Because now I know people are going to be attracted to me for my longevity and for how I do business. So it's not going to be hard for me to get people to come. Now the hardest part that I'm still mulling over now is just that everybody wants to get a video with whoever they did the interview and put it out. Oh, can I get the copy of the video, put it out? I'm like, nah, you gotta have it in one place, the beat. 139 the beat. You gotta go there to get all of those interviews. Send everybody there because when corporations wanna figure out how they wanna sponsor, it's not just 1 or 2 shows all over the place. It's stronger here.
Right.
It's more people going through here. We can show them the numbers.
Right.
But some people don't get it. I just wanna post it.
That's why I asked the question.
And I know the answer. I know the response to that too because, when anybody want to know about us, I always steer them to our YouTube channel. 100%. You gonna see all the numbers and all that. So now we in Atlanta. We've been in Atlanta for like a year and about 15 months. We're on the radio show. Got a talk radio show in Atlanta, right? So whatever your interview will be visual up here and be audio down there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like right away. So there's a deal where is that. Cause I've been in the music business, for a long time, and I had like artists doing this and doing that, and the labels was like telling me you too much all over the place.
Right.
How are we supposed to believe you when it seems like you don't believe in yourself? Give me that one thing and stay with that.
That's it.
And that's how you get the deal.
Okay.
I want to try to impress them this and that and that and this, and they're like, it's nice, but you too all over the place. You need to show me where you really at. For us to believe that you really are what I got is really popping, and that's what he's saying right there. One spot.
Yeah, it gotta be one branded place because what's gonna happen is you're gonna be over there with your show, then somebody will come in and be like, "Yo, can I cover this up? I want to put." Yo, why would you want to cover that? You wouldn't want to cover this up if everybody was trying to pay you for that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that. Like, I don't want nobody to not represent their brand. That's why you can still have your brand.
Right.
We're not taking these off the mics. We're not.
Yeah.
This is
what we do.
139 to beat.
Right. This is what we do.
Now you can put your stuff. You can put your stuff on cups or
we
whatever.
got merch and all that.
But understand, we go on together. Like this is a marriage. If I win, you win.
That's right.
But I think people are still so. I don't know. Like Because I don't have a track record of jerking nobody, so you can't even go around the industry and try to find 10 people that's gonna be like, yeah, D-Dub took money or whatever. You're not gonna find that.
Right.
In 20-something years.
Right.
So, follow my lead. Like what I'm telling you right now is gonna work. And it's not, I'm not trying to take money from us.
Right.
It's gonna be from another corporation that got billions of dollars that's gonna be like, yo, you guys got 40 shows a week. I need to put this label, I need to put this up in your studio, and I'm gonna give you $20,000. And people need to believe in that. That's how it works.
Right.
But they don't know the business. So they just, I want to take my video and put it out.
Yeah.
Now your video's out. Now there's no reason for them to come to the website. It's out.
It's out, and you didn't get no money.
And what do you get from it besides saying that you interviewed that person?
Right. So it's a waste of time.
Hello.
100%.
And this is why now the people that's during the week on my show, I handpicked them. You
Right.
can't pay me for those slots.
Exactly.
But now we got. This
Right.
is a code. We were.
So tell everybody what your show is, though.
My show?
And give a description of your show.
All right, so Damatrixstudios, DSN, Damatrixstudios, www.damatrixstudios.com. So it's a whole bunch of shows, right?
Right. Give it to them.
You want me to try to go from top
No,
to bottom?
just give them a few, just so they can.
All right, so we got-
we want them to rock with
So
you.
we got Next Up Radio on Monday. We got the Morning Influence. That's Tanny and Yaz on that day. We got Stephanie Carnegie. She comes in on Mondays and Wednesdays. Then on Tuesdays we got Seabrook, Good Look Seabrook. We got my girl Tuesday, my man DJ Swerve on Tuesdays. Wednesdays we got The King and I, which is me and King over there. She's holding the camera down. Shout out to King. We got the Morning Influence again in the morning. All this happens on from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5. We have we on iHeartRadio. So Party 101.9 on iHeartRadio. So we do that every day. We got Lakeithia. She's a beautiful actress and a superstar, artist. And now she's taking her hand into the radio side. I got her in on that. And she does LA in the afternoons, LA Key in the afternoons. And she's the one making all the noise right now during the midday. And then on Thursday we got the Culture No Vulture. That's from my man Lito and the legend, his dad. And they interviewed. They had like people like Royal Flush up there. They had Capella Gray. They had Marcus John Jeffries up there. They do a lot. It's a father-son tandem, and they pretty much they interview a bunch of people. We got and then so that's Thursday. Then Friday we got my man Ty Chung does his segment, and we got DJ Swerve and CL with DigiWax. And then Sunday we got Tanny Talks again, and then we got we got two more shows, and then we out of here. We got Get to Know Me with Tish and Thais. They from out here in Jersey, and they from the Bronx really, but they be out on this side. And then we got the Chit Chat show. Chit Chat with DJ Young Fresh and
God
Mr.
damn.
Yo, man, hold on. So B, come on, man. Been holding out on me, man. Been holding out, man. Yo, listen, hold up. Before you say something, Cash, not to cut you off, right?
I would always say
You just recited the whole list of the whole week, not even scripted. You got a whole team over there, man, a whole camp of people every day of the week, a few times a day, man. See what I'm saying, though? That's work right there,
And
man.
I put it
I put it
like that.
That's work, man.
Because I remember two things I remember. I remember when I had the studio before, I would rent out all those slots. I would rent out all the slots, and then people would just pay for their slots. And yeah, I was making money, but everybody was all over the place again. Because
Right.
I paid for it, so I could do whatever I want to do.
Right.
Okay, I don't like how that ended, like at the end of 2017, because we still didn't get, so everybody else still got platforms with one show, one
Right.
person.
Right.
Got a platform, and I got a whole bunch of stuff, but the reason why is because it's not really all together.
Right.
So I said, we're going to do it different this time. The weekends, y'all can do what y'all want to do. During the week, this is DWI's
Right.
The Matrix time.
Let's
And
go.
whoever I pick to be on this,
Right.
we're going to do this together. Then after that, flip into, it was something I had a thought, I had a serious thought about. Next question, I'll come back to it.
As far as the question.
Now he said it's just train of thought.
Yeah.
So hear what I'm saying, all right? So good. So look. So you built this whole network right here, right? You just recited all these names, all these hours, 7 days a week. And you saying that you got other competition, just got one, just them, and their numbers look one way, but
Right.
it was like a little funny feeling with how y'all was going, or
So
you wasn't satisfied.
I wouldn't call anybody competition. And like I said, I mentioned Math and Joe Budden's. They got their platforms, opinion. They got Joe Budden's experience, or they got what they got. And those guys, again, I seen them come up, and I like what they do. But what I'm saying is they got something that they do. They got their team, and they do it every day, and people watch it. They bring the interviews up. No different than what we doing. I just named a whole bunch of names. All those people I just named been getting busy. Social media, people been coming up. Celebrities been coming up. Like I said, we just had the New York Chuck dude today. Tomorrow, Neek Buck. So there's people coming up. Stacks Cadero, she's coming up on Friday. So what I'm saying is now I learned how to not do what I did before. That's the point I was trying to make, is that
Right.
now it's not about the money from getting it, just me making a bunch of money to run the studio. Now
Right.
it's about us, the legacy, the next 20 years for my son, and then the brand being able to elevate to a level where now I can have some power to bring in more people and help other people out.
So let me ask you a question, right? So let's take a Joe Budden's, right?
Mhm.
Or Drink Champs, right?
Mhm.
Both of these guys were rappers,
Right.
right? And their rap career ended for whatever reason it might be,
Mhm.
or they stopped recording.
Right.
They already have a fan base,
Yes.
right? You, coming from the Bronx, coming from the ground up,
Mhm.
you worked in, what's the store again?
Crate and Barrel.
Crate and Barrel, and he worked where after that?
That's it.
Okay, Crate and Barrel. I thought you said another store. Here, my point is that these guys are already popular because they were retired rappers,
Right.
retired rappers.
Right.
You come from the Bronx,
Right.
and your drive is different from their drive. Do you feel that there's a disadvantage or an advantage because they started with in a rap career, so people know them, and you started from the grind, and you coming up and you do just as much as they do. You had just as many stars as they had, or popular people. Do you feel there's some type of bullshit going on with that type of
So
shit? Because I feel that way.
All right. So
That's how I feel.
Right. So I feel like if you would think of one of them to let's do this. Let's think of one of them to be name any. They already rappers, but let's think of a more popular rapper that everybody knows. Let's think of, let's just say, I don't know what, Nas or Jay-Z, right? That would be one of them, right? And I would be Kanye West. You know why I'd be Kanye West? Because Kanye West could produce the beat, and he could have the conversation, and he could rap. So I could be in front of the mic and do this. I could get performative. I could ask the crazy questions. I look like something, so I can get girls, and I've always been around girls. I just never wanted to be in front of the mic. I'm not that guy. So when people see me doing interviews and all that now, it's only because the pandemic happened and I stepped out. Outside of me assisting the show and kind of being like the producer on the mic, I'm not the lead guy.
Right.
But I can do that. So the difference between me and them is that I can build the studio, I can produce it, I can put it, I can engineer it, and I can do all that.
Right.
I wouldn't need a whole team. You see how
Right.
they had to pay to get all this set up?
Yeah.
I can just set it all up, talk my talk, get King, get a bunch of other girls come out with bottles and drink, and then put it out and talk our shit, and then that's that.
Right.
But no, I still want to put other people on. So I'm the influencer. That's why I'm DWI, Damian Williams Influence.
There it is.
So that's the difference between, so I really can't I can't knock them because they're still performing, even though they're not rapping anymore, but they have that gift of knowing how to control the crowd and all that, which that's their advantage. They have that way more than me. But as far as the other stuff, so I just feel like with those type of people, all I need to do is connect with a Nicki Minaj before she starts Queen Radio and say, me and her have a relationship, or AG or somebody, and that get lit, and now I'm along with the package because I'm nice. I can produce anybody. So now I got the breeding ground. I'm hoping that one of these shows that I'm putting on will get out of here, and now we out of here together. And hopefully they do the right thing, because there's some people that got out of here, and I'm still doing what I'm doing, and they went to a whole nother level, and they didn't really mention my name enough, I feel like, to say.
They do that though.
Yeah.
They do.
And I don't understand. I don't understand. Like.
Yeah, I understand.
You're never gonna understand it because that's not your character.
Right. I don't spend too much time on it yet. But if somebody asks me about it, I'm gonna be transparent about it.
Are you supposed to?
I'm definitely not bitter about it.
We had a few people come on the show, right? And we know for a fact that they shit ain't do nothing before they came on the show. I ain't gonna say no names, right? But you know who you are, right?
Right, you know who you are.
Right. Keep it tall. But we got upset and we let them know. We went live.
Right.
Fuck that. We don't play, man.
You went live on Instagram?
Went live on every motherfucking platform. Man. Ain't no fear, man. We Harlem niggas. But before we did this, man, we did other things. So you know if you gonna pull up, pull up.
Right.
And I ain't wanna go that route. But you already know. Right? God changed my life, you know, all that life. So don't do that. Here's my deal, right? The fact that they got on other platforms. And I know my man Doc, yo, Doc, get well, brother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't forget about you. You know what I mean? We here, man. You know, you need us, we pull up. My man Doc got ill, you know, suddenly, you know, because, you know, shit going on out here. But it's the fact that they didn't mention us, man. And you got on the other platform. But hear what I'm saying? Here's the funny part. It ain't the fact they ain't mentioned us. They said the other podcast show.
They always
the fuck
do that.
you mean?
Always
The
do
other
that.
podcast show. Say the motherfucking beat 139.
Yo.
You ain't the other podcast show.
Yo.
So that's a smack in the face to me, man. So we went live the next day. Me came out heavy.
Doc was tight.
With the motherfucking army coat on, with the vest, with all that. You know, like what? Geared up like, how the fuck you ain't gonna mention us? And like, and some people were like, yo, greed. And some people felt with how they felt. But that's your business, man. But we had to let them know. Then later on, they
Nah,
want to
you know
call
what?
us.
I can't.
Come on, man.
I can't.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I can't buy that.
Come
You
on,
know why I
dude.
can't buy that?
Yeah.
Because I will sit here and always mention Jesse Jess, which is the guy I mentioned earlier. I'll mention certain names. Like King is on the camera right now. I'll mention her because I know that she's in the room and she's holding my camera. So
Shout out
the
to
least
King.
you could
Shout
do
out
is
to
mention
King.
her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
what
shout
I'm
out to
saying,
King.
I use that to say is that you can't go on a TV show or whatever and then act like the lights is too bright now, like, oh, I forgot how to slow down, think about what you're gonna say and who will put you on.
God damn.
Right?
You said that a number of
Especially
times
when
at this table.
Especially when it's a bunch of years that you not it ain't like, oh, we just met today and you got on tomorrow and you kind of forgot DWI told you how to press a button. Now we talking about from the cradle to the grave, like I done showed you, I done been over your shoulder, you done caught me all night. Yo, D, how you do this? How you do that? Yo, how you fix this wire? How you do that? And now you on to whatever, and my name is not mentioned, and it's the other station. Somebody on Hot 97 is explaining the situation that happened with Papoose and a white boy. White boy was at the station talking crazy. Jesse Jess, the same guy that put me on, was trying to do a mediation and have Papoose and him come talk. There's some beef that they had. Papoose never showed. White boy's still there, but the Brooklyn niggas showed up outside. White boy got chased down the block, got beat up.
Right.
They talking about it on Hot 97.
Right.
Oh, this station in the studio in the Bronx. I'm like, don't do that. Like, you know what was going on. Like, don't do that.
That's
Same
the
thing,
shit
Love and
I'm
Hip
talking
Hop.
about, yeah.
Same thing, Love and Hip Hop. My homegirl Rocky Thunder. She's up there. She throws a drink into Harry's face. She goes on she goes on the morning show to talk with Ebro and them. And Rocky Thunder's my co-host on my show. So we work together.
Right.
Like, we know each other.
Right.
Like this. Like, I
Right.
can call her right now. They up there talking about the studio in the Bronx. I'm like, say the name.
Say the goddamn
Say the
name,
name.
man.
Why not?
Come on, man.
As if we don't have, they had this here. I had Remy, I had mad people being filmed at my joint. I had a fight with Lady Luck and Reese Stills. They was fighting and Bang Bang Boogie was in there. My son and all them, while the girls was about to fight while they rapping and they filming it and it was on World Star. I was on World Star mad times when World Star came out.
Right.
For free. They were just taking my stuff from YouTube and just putting it up because I was lit.
Right.
So I'm like, don't act like you don't know. And the logo was always there. It was always there.
Always.
Don't be
Everywhere.
stupid.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
just what some of our people do,
That's
and
some
that's the
fucked
white
up
part of the
shit,
game.
man.
So the way you feel right now, what you explain is I've already let that go, like because I don't want to be that person, like be bitter. I'm not bitter. It's just common sense, common courtesy, like.
You know what though? We when it first happened, you know, I come from a good family. Keep it real with you. Went to school, don't get me twisted. I got a lot of money in the streets, man.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
I got a lot of money in the streets. Ain't no faking. Niggas know me, man.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No Keith Cash, ain't no Doc.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, my man
It's
Jay. But here's what I'm saying though, right? Not to cut you off, right? You know, we need to keep it real around here, you know what I'm saying? We don't, you can't be giving nigga they props,
Who raised
bro.
these people? Like,
I don't know,
what-
man.
But if you don't know, that's
The fuck you mean the podcast show in Harlem? What you mean? Just say the B139.
That shit inspired you, and it inspired him to do 40 shows, and it inspired us to be on this show for 6 straight years. Every time somebody does something like that, all it does is give you inspiration.
Right, but
we need.
But
that.
there is a thing that called cite your source, and they say that
Without a
in
doubt.
documentaries or whatever. If you want to use something, you got to do that. There's got to be like an unwritten rule, like when you know you came from a brand and you maybe spent 2 or 3 years there, and then all of a sudden you got your break. I don't care what happened with the fallout, whatever. That's the reason why you got on. Win, lose, or draw. That's the reason. It might not be the whole reason, but you got your breeding ground.
100%, yeah. And understand something though. The same way like you, man. We came in years behind you, right? But we in.
Right.
We did a lot for the community, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. We asked for small things, man. We humble guys, man.
Right.
Fuck the story I tell you about me come from the streets. I'm not glorifying that.
Right.
I'm Christian. I'm a child of the Most High God. I walk a lot differently. You understand? But what I'm saying is that when people help you out and don't charge you nothing, all we ask you to do is post the goddamn thing we sent you. Let people know you's on the show. Yeah. And if you got
name recognition,
and name recognition, let them know that you was on the B139. Yeah. That's it.
I gotta tell y'all, I am so. Let me shout out to the new team, the new staff I have, everybody. I'm gonna shout them out now because luckily we have meetings now and everything. Everybody's cool. I tell them, act right or get left, right? And this is not like a threat, but this is like I'm not gonna tolerate caddy. I'm not gonna tolerate you not letting your guests that's coming in promote. Like they just gonna come in and we gonna promote them and they're not gonna post a flyer. Like now you gonna post a flyer, you gonna add us as a contributor and all that. Like you're gonna do all of that because that's the least you can do. Mm-hmm. Because you're not doing me a favor. See, that's what I keep telling you. You might be new to, like some of the new people I have, you might be new to doing this, but you riding off of DWI 25.
100%.
So you could treat yourself like you've been doing it for 25 too. They can't just come in here like it's just a whatever. And I'm happy I can say that, knock on wood, that I'm blessed that every single person I see them reciprocating, sharing the videos, liking. My algorithm is up now because it's back to what it used to be, like where everybody's talking. And now they added that collaboration thing on Instagram where you can add 5 people and y'all can all see the one post and text and whatever. And that's how it should be.
100%.
We should be networking. You don't know what you,
100%.
Yo, I named it right. I said, I did a post the other day. Your ops, you know how everybody got ops? I said your ops could be your new opportunity. Like you might kill your ops. Like you might really block your blessings by thinking somebody is against you because people start here and then they go up and they be over here and you treated them funny there and now both of y'all here but they up and now you looking at them like damn why did I? You don't know where somebody's gonna end up.
Block your blessings, man. Yeah. And let me tell y'all something, right? This man right here, man, I want y'all to follow him. You understand what I'm saying? Respect what he's saying because he been doing this a long time, man. You know, little gunshots from my man, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, put him in the air.
Nah, we
Put him
want
in
to
the
let
air.
you know we definitely
He been doing this a
appreciate you,
long time, man. When I went to his show, you know, I was like, I didn't know who you was, you know, but I said, this shit here is nice, man. I was highly impressed. Like, you know, I done been down to Hot 97, all that shit, but this nigga his shit was rocking, man. And I was like, I didn't even know you, but I was bragging about the dude, you know what I'm saying? Damien up in the Bronx, the studio and all that shit you got. It's like, yo, I said, my man, he doing his thing up there, man. And you still in the game, you still relevant, you still look the same. Mm-hmm. But one thing you always do, he always talk about his son, man. Yeah. Always talk about, what's his son name, man?
Dejan, DJ.
Always talk about his son, man. Always got his son with him. He loves his son, man.
Mm-hmm. And my son gonna be nice too. I got pictures with him, a baby sitting on my lap, touching the board, and then now it's like this is like he don't do anything. But when I did put an MPC in front of him, he made beats like that at the age of 7.
That's your only kid?
If he got to edit something, he'll take my phone like that. Let me edit it. Nah, crop it like this. Do this. So he already knows.
How
he got a
old
style. He's 12.
Okay.
And now he's playing ball
He's
now.
smart,
So now he's smart. Yeah, he on.
My son 12 too, and he played ball.
Yeah, he loved ball. Like I love ball. I thought I was gonna have to force him, and the 2 years of the pandemic, he must have been playing 2K, and all of a sudden now he got a handle and he can throw the ball through his legs and all that. I'm like, but then I see him play against competition and he really don't care. Like he's going in the basket, like he's gonna go.
Yeah.
He's like the shortest kid, like out of the people he's playing with now. But when he get his height,
Right.
he gonna be good. So I'm looking forward to that part of life. And this is what I try to tell people: like you can be who you are when you have a kid. Like all of that dating and business, like you gotta move a certain way because now it's gonna affect your kid.
Yes,
the
right.
moves you make, like what Puffy did, is affecting his kids. I ain't seen nothing from none of his family since that happened.
Whoa, don't bring Puff up.
Oh,
Whoa.
all right.
Whoa. That shit, you right. We could touch on it real briefly.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just telling you,
you
I haven't
right.
seen nothing from none. I haven't seen a post. Did
Nothing.
anybody see a post from any
You
of
know
them?
why? Because he been,
He's smart. He's just gonna act like it's gonna just go away and.
but it's not though. It's not.
Right.
I mean, he might be able to do that to people of his age bracket, but the kids, they take shit differently, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta be, they delicate creatures, man. You gotta be careful how you live your life around my kids. Like, even when I was in the streets back in the days, it's certain things I didn't do. I never cursed in front of my kids. Never cursed. And I don't do that curse.
You see the effects of that now? You see,
Right, they don't curse.
Right.
And I never counted when I had a lot of money. I'm like, now don't get twisted, but when I was rocking, like y'all rolling,
Right.
I take my money and I never counted in front of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This, I gotta say what I say. Because I didn't want to put that on, I don't want them to see that.
Right.
And I thank God that they never had to go through what I went through because I always didn't want them to see certain things.
right.
And the same thing where you talking like, and you talking about Puff is that, you know, he did a lot of shit. I mean, Puff got a few kids. He got a couple daughters. He got his sons. I know they, because they got to go to school. School, kids are mean, man. They say shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the Obama daughters was smoking weed, they said shit. When the Bush daughters was drinking liquor, they said shit, bro. You might be able to control the narrative, but them kids say shit and it affects them.
Right.
Now when they go home, come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. Kids is different, man. You know what I'm saying,
I'm
Cash?
very big on that, yo. I'm very big. I'm happy that I got into these years where my son don't have to have no type of drama or no type of relationship drama. Like I stay out of them just to make sure that I can raise him properly because some women don't play fair. They want to use your kids as a weapon. They want to. Me and my son's mother is A1. We good, and I'm not about to let nothing come in between that now because he needs to go from 12 to 18. Seeing us together, seeing us do things as a family, even though we're not together, but we still making sure that he can see both of us in the same room without no type of animosity or no funny business. We could talk, and that's what they just need to see. That it don't matter what y'all do, like with somebody else, but it's just how you present yourself in front of your kids. Like,
Right.
and I'm just learning that as being a teacher now. Like I can see the kids that go home that are hungry when they go home, so I try to take care of them when they're at school. When they come in, they come see me in the room. Oh, you got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me, Mr. Williams. I make sure that they're good, and you know I do what I can because you know the Bronx is hard, and you know they didn't deserve what they got. But I let them know like these next couple of years, you do what you need to do. You could be rich right now on the internet if you do something that you love doing that some adults will pay you.
Right.
But you're a little girl, you make little beads. Little girls be giving little beads. I'm like, put that on TikTok. Watch how much money you make. Let your mother put it on TikTok. Put $1 or $2 on that.
Yeah.
Grown-ups are like, oh, this is so cute, and you be lit. But the parents won't do it. Like the parents are so busy trying to be parents and blocking their kids. Yo, put your kids, let them show their craft.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak on my kid, right? You know, he's very talented, you know, with the basketball. And also, you know, I was like, yo, what's your favorite subject? And this nigga said, math. I said, oh, come here, man. I hugged him.
Counting, right?
Math is
Some of
serious.
that money
man.
you was counting,
that math is serious,
yeah.
man. And Keith Cash, he had his son the other day, right? His son's like he's like a nerd, right? Smart as a motherfucker, right? And he's sitting here trying to tell us how to do things to help our show, like on AI and a lot of little shit. And Cash, I know he's Cash like, look at my son. Yo, V must tell you, my
Listen
son,
to him,
man,
I'm telling
he
you.
know how to do this. He know how to do
Listen,
that.
don't
You
get
know,
no
name
fuck
is
you saying
Niles.
that.
And shout out to Niles, man, my little
Shout
man.
out
Shout out to Niles. I know he watching. You know, and that's like a proud feeling coming from, you know, our father. No matter what you grew up, how you grew up, but the fact that the black man is stereotyped back in the days of not being around.
And I'm about to say this because I've been on Clubhouse for like 2 years, 3 years, And they used to all have these rooms where women were bashing, oh, there's no black men, they're not holding down women and they're not doing it, they're not being fathers. I'm like, y'all, that's the ones you picking because these guys, like, I just met y'all two and I'm hearing the same thing that the people that I grew up with.
Goddamn right.
So that's your hood neck of the woods. That's your picker. Don't blame us.
Not us.
The situation that you put yourself in.
Nah.
Because there are some guys, whether the relationship with you and him is good, but don't discredit them as a father.
Not at all. Your son playing ball, doing well in school. His son, he about to be IT early in the game, corporate America. My son, AAU basketball. Also, he talking about his favorite subject is math. What is you talking about?
I just ignore him. But God,
Yeah, but like I said, this is something that we doing for our kids. You know what I'm saying? We want to bequeath what we've known, what we've accessed together, and we want to put that down, create a legacy.
Is it safe to say from the 60s to the 70s that this is the first generation where we can actually be entrepreneurs and do that? Because I felt like I was like one of the first entrepreneurs with a business from the dudes that I grew up with. There was producers, there was drug dealers, there was people, the girls that did hair and all that, but I'm just saying with a brick and mortar built, like I've got a storefront, I had my billboard on the side of the building with Chinese restaurant, DWI music, the cleaners. Like I was up there with everybody else at the place where I grew up at.
Yeah.
That I spent my time. I think
For a long time.
I think
I mean,
we had to go through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all tried little things. We had other businesses, but now is the time.
Right.
Now is the time.
Where do you get that color scheme from, man? Cause green. He got that green with that black, like
It's from The Matrix, the movie. That Matrix
yeah,
movie.
like you know what I'm saying, like
1989.
not like a horror movie, but it had that little glow in that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah. I got that.
That shit's a mean motherfucker.
That movie inspired me because the main concept of the movie was, if you watch The Matrix, is the rules of The Matrix do bend. So when people used to come to the studio and be like, yo, can I do this on my track? Can I do this? Can I get that? Can that? I'd be like, yo, you can do whatever you want to do. I'll make it. You want a sound effect? You want gunshots? You want the cars to sound like they're going by? I used to, Fred the Godson, rest in peace to Fred the Godson. He used to come to the studio.
Fred the Godson,
He'd be like, yo, D, you're my favorite engineer because I knew what to do before he came in. He would come in, I would have this stuff set up. He would sit on his paper, start writing, start saying certain stuff to himself, and then going over, yo, D, I'm ready. And then he'd go on and do it. So I had the ability to work with certain artists. I recorded Remy a few times. I did a remix to that When I See You by Fantasia. I never forget, we was driving to DC to go to a Patti LaBelle event, and as we was driving, she was like telling me to keep rewinding the beat. Now I'm riding with my man Bedtime. He's a driver. I'm in the passenger seat. She's right here, and somebody was sitting right next to her, and she's like, "Yo, rewind that back." And I'm looking at Bedtime like, who's she talking to? The way her tone was just like, she can't be talking to me. He was like, yo, just rewind it back. I'm like, yo. I'm not gonna. She talked to you like that. And this was before I knew how their relationship was.
Yeah.
And then she turned out to be really cool. Like after that.
Yeah.
But I remember us getting back, and she said, "Yo, I need to record this." So she wrote a rhyme to the Fantasia When I See You, and I recorded it. That was my first person I worked with in the industry where I felt like I was on, because she had leaned back out at the time.
Right.
So this is about.
Remy was a little hoodie back then, you know.
Yeah, she definitely got my respect. When she did what she did, I was just like, oh, I see her. And it was funny, the situation that happened with her, me and Bedtime would have been there with them.
Right.
We just went somewhere else that night. Because normally that whole clique was a whole friend group thing that happened with her, which is kind of bad because I'm in the middle. I know both sides. Right. I helped put the people on from one side, and she was part of the DJ. So that whole thing just made it really weird for me. Like even if I post a Remy picture now, I feel like
you taking
like and it don't be about like I'm discrediting what she did to Shorty, because I know Shorty and I know her brother. Me and her brother, I helped him do radio. So one day he shot at me. He was like, "Yo, D, how you gonna post that itch? You know, she shot my sister." And I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it like that. He thinking that I'm thinking like I should be loyal to him. I'm not even thinking about it like, I'm just thinking about it as legacy stuff. But I understand sensitive, so I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like, it is what it is. I just wanted to say that,
But you know what though, you can, all that stuff you got, like, I'm sure you got stored away, like.
Yeah, the museum is on me. I'm working on with the museum right now. Hopefully, if everything goes through, we're gonna be doing something in February for Black History Month.
Yeah.
We're gonna show some classic
stuff. Man, you got a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
Trust me, man.
Yeah.
Yo, but D, I want to thank you for coming to the show, man.
doubt,
you know what I mean? I don't want to hold you too much
Good time.
longer.
That's a good time.
Yeah, you know, 10 wins, man. You know what I mean?
King gonna
You know what I'm
Make
saying?
sure
I got a
you
lot of respect
give
for
our
you.
listeners, man,
You know?
give them your Instagram, any way that they can get in contact with you.
All right, so I'll make it simple. It's DWIMUZIK on Instagram or anywhere, Twitter or Spaces or whatever that they block me. So I'm not on there.
He said black.
They block me. And then Facebook is blocked now. They got because I play music. So just go to Damatrixstudios.com. Damatrixstudios with an S.com and
The Matrix Studios, y'all gotta get with the program.
You
You
see me on
understand?
139 The Beat, and I'll shout you out, I'll show love. And again, y'all gonna see us doing more together. I'm gonna have them come back and we're gonna do some
Right.
collabos on the iHeartRadio. I'm
100%.
gonna take some of these interviews. I might take
Gunshot,
this interview
gunshot.
and play it on the drum because this is that's easy. That's easy to
That's
do.
what
I'm
we
the
do.
boss. Like, you're the
We
boss.
bounce
You're
off
the
each
boss.
other,
That's
100%.
it. We don't have to answer to,
Nah.
you can't play this on our
Black
station.
owned business, you understand? Respect black owned business.
We the new blacks on Wall Street. That's the new slogan.
100%,
The new blacks
man.
on Wall Street.
New documentary coming out next year. Stay tuned, man.
And I want to say to my man Doc, man, my partner in
Love you,
crime,
kid.
my partner in crime, Key Cash, my partner in crime, Jay, you know what I'm saying, handle all the production behind the scenes. I got my man
Yeah,
Teddy
Teddy
Ted,
Ted.
Waterbed Ted, you know what I mean? And once again, man, my man Damian Williams, y'all clap for the brother, pioneer the game. He been doing this before anybody that I know and I seen.
I'm still
doing
waiting
this
for
shit.
somebody to show
Stop
me
it,
somebody
man.
that was doing it in front of me so I can.
I don't know nobody, man. I'm gonna keep it real. When
We
I went to the
appreciate
show, I'm
you
like,
too,
what the
man.
fuck going on in the Bronx? Bronx is rocking. You understand what I'm saying, though?
They
But
keep
we want to
it
thank
moving.
y'all for coming to the show. And we got a post interview coming with my brother Keith Cash, all right? Peace.
That was nice. Great.
Jay.
Good.
Here we go. Cash, you ready? You gotta do your own job, nigga.